Hi, welcome back. Now we're going to take a look at how to find historical government documents. We're going to begin by looking at a resource called LexisNexis Congressional. This will be linked from your research guide, but I'm going to show you how you could also go into LexisNexis Congressional from the main page of the library. We're going to go into databases by subject again, and this time we're going to choose government documents. And LexisNexis Congressional, there's a description right here. This provides a wonderful range of resources for you, including, as it says, a full text of bills starting in 1989, public laws in 1988, committee reports going back in time. Some of this has actually been updated now. This is where you're going to look for all kinds of resources. As I said, House and Senate documents and reports. You can search them going back in time, but the full text will be available from 1970 to the present. Hearings. The digital hearings, for the most part, go back to 1824 through the present. And also committee prints, in some cases going back much further, and the Congressional Record and its predecessors from 1789 up through 1997. All those types of resources can be found in full text for different dates here in LexisNexis Congressional. We're going to go on in and I'll show you. Right down here under Search Within, you can see that you can select or deselect different aspects of these government publications to search. With the range of coverage there. I want to show you one great way if you're researching a law that was post 1969 is to use the legislative histories. And you can search that by selecting that category over here on the left, or you can select it over here on the right. So you'll see again, these are histories for laws that were passed from 1969 to the present. And the advantage of using legislative histories is that they bring together all those related government documents in regards to the bill. So you will see, you'll get House and Senate documents and reports, the hearings and committee prints related to that bill. So let's go ahead and we'll search pretty main piece of legislation, the Immigration Reform and Control Act. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in. I know this was passed in 1986. If I wanted to, I could come down here to Congress and put in that particular Congress, or I can just leave it as a search, general search term. So you can see, you can search the legislative histories by keyword, or if you already know the public law number, you can put that in as well. I'm showing you this just so you see, okay, it's looking for my search terms, and they're showing up in other public law legislative histories. But if I scroll down here, I'm going to find the right one, the one I'm looking for, Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986, the legislative history for it. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that link here. Okay, so once I go into the record, as you've seen before, you get all the relevant information. I get a summary of the law. I get the bills that were related, the different versions of the bills that were related to the legislation that was passed. And now down here, well, I'm getting subject headings in here. Now I'm getting the references. So I'm getting references to the debate within the Congressional Record about this piece of legislation. And this can be really interesting, and I'll show you how we can access that Congressional Record debate since there are no links here. House and Senate reports. This particular legislative history has a lot of publications related to it. So it's broken down by Congress. And so various reports that are here. Hearings. Hearings can be wonderful in terms of giving you the intent of the legislation and also getting testimony from various people involved and either opposing or in favor of the bill. So we're going to take a look at a particular hearing from the 93rd Congress, this one on illegal aliens, hearings that were held before the subcommittee on the judiciary. And what's great, we have a link to the full text PDF online. So let's go ahead and click on that link. I've got the document date and a summary here with the names of the witnesses. This can be great. You can look for appended material too. In this case, you can see there's some statements on pages 81 to 85 that were appended. Here it is, submitted statements. Hearings sometimes will have letters, other material that's appended in the print form that wasn't part of the actual testimony, the transcript of the testimony. So you can look for those extra materials within the print hearing. And as we saw up here, this is 88 pages, hearings that you can access with the full text. And they break it down for you, so you can either get the complete thing at once or take it in sections here. Okay, I'm going to come back to the legislative hearing, the legislative history, and that was a hearing that we looked at. Again, wonderful in terms of legislative intent, in terms of providing testimony on all various issues and aspects of the law. Let's take a look at a committee print now. So this is another type of publication that can be attached as part of the legislative history. And sorry, here we go. Committee prints, again broken down by Congress here. Let's take a look at this one from the 96th Congress, Temporary Worker Programs, Background and Issues. Committee prints can really range. They can be a variety of types of publications, but sometimes you will get sort of research papers, working papers that were put together by the committee to inform them on various issues, such as this one right here on temporary worker programs. As you can see, this is lengthy. It's 144 pages. There's going to be a lot of great information here. And I don't know why there are 3 different copies. It's the same committee print. With a link to the legislative history, again a summary. Let's look at the chapter outline here. So we can see they're discussing the first Mexican program from World War I to the 1930s, and you've got the page range. The Bracero program, 1942 to 64, and then Immigration and Nationality Act of 52, programs for alien workers, and then we've got other chapters in an appendix. And you can go to those various sections. Okay. And as I said, the appendix, this particular one contains a bibliography, or several bibliographies, not only on European guest worker programs, but also U.S. alien labor. So this would be a great resource to check for additional government documents, books, and journal articles on that topic. I'm just going to come back here, and now we're going to take a look at the Congressional Record. As I mentioned at the beginning, the full text of the Congressional Record is available, both the record and its predecessors, from 1789 up to 1997 in this resource in LexisNexis Congressional. Unfortunately, they don't have the links provided yet to the full text from the legislative histories. So what you'll have to do is search the Congressional Record separately. And I want to show you there are a couple ways that we can do this. But let's take a look right here. This first one within volume 118 of the Congressional Record, 92nd Congress, second session. It's letting us know there's a reference from September 12th to House Resolution 16188. Okay, so that's what we're going to search for. And what we'll do is we will edit our search. And we want to go directly to the Congressional Record. we want to search the Congressional Record, and so we're going to come back out here to this main page where we selected the legislative histories and did our search. But this time we're going to choose Congressional Publications. We want to do that instead of the daily Congressional Record because we want to be able to search Congressional Record going back in time. And we're going to come over here at the top under, again, Congressional Publications and select to search the Congressional Record only. And the reference that we had from the legislative history was a comment in regards to 16188. So I'm going to try searching directly on that number. And I know that the debate was recorded in the Congressional Record on September 12th, 1972. And so what I'm going to do is limit it by Congress. And I'm going to select the years that we need, so 92nd Congress, and do my search. You could also do the same search with keywords that were relevant, but because we wanted to look at a particular reference, I'm searching it this way. And here's my date, September 12th, 1972. I click on the link, and what's really nice is I have an overview here. My terms are highlighted, so I have remarks from these particular representatives. I'm going to look at Frank Annunzio's remarks in terms of enacting the bill, and this is the reference number and the link that will take us to that particular section of the Congressional Record. And I can then read his views about 16188, aimed primarily at protecting the U.S. labor market against illegal aliens who are either present in this country in violation of the immigration law or who have accepted employment in violation of their immigration status. And he goes on to make his case for his particular support there. That's how you would search for a particular reference within the Congressional Record. You could also use, as I mentioned, you can use keywords there. So that was using legislative histories, again, from anything laws passed after 1969 to bring together the relevant Congressional Record debate references, House and Senate reports, hearings, and committee prints related to the bill. You can also go into Congressional, LexisNexis Congressional, and search across all publications. The advanced search here will again let you search all these various publications. You can put in, you know, your search terms for your topic if you want to do that. You can limit it to a particular Congress, or you can give it a date range if you want to do that. Let's do prior to 1970 and search. And this is giving us our results here, just 8, not a lot from previous to 1970, but we have a collection here of 2 committee prints that use our terms, a report on subversive and illegal aliens in the U.S. From 1951, both of these, and then we have some hearings that are part of the digital collection on controlling illegal migration, 1954, and some going back here to the 30s. So either search for legislative histories post 69, or you can do a keyword search of these various publications on topics here and limit it to a date range or a particular Congress. Just keep in mind again that the House and Senate reports are only full text in this resource, LexisNexis Congressional, from 1970 forward, but that you'll have the full text, the digital hearings and committee prints going back into the 19th century. Okay, and I will show you how to search for those earlier House and Senate reports in the serial set, which is a different resource.